Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about all the different campaigns which are kicking in right after this maintenance. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over are all of the different new pieces of content that are currently live. So the very first thing is going to be, of course, the Stia exploration sector. So that is going to be Mediola Outer Area 1. This is going to be the place where we're going to be farming and spending the majority of our time farming for all the different materials needed to upgrade our weapon for the next 2 weeks. So basically you want to get in here as soon as possible, because as we all know, usually the first couple of days the servers are super busy and everyone's really excited to play the new game modes and the new maps and all that stuff. However, as time goes on, as people obtain their new weapons, there becomes less and less players farming in this set location. So if you are playing with random players and you don't really have like a passworded room or any friends to play with, you kind of want to get in here really early so that, you know, you get into a full room very quickly and everyone's just farming very efficiently. However, if you're not able to play on day one, or maybe this entire week you're busy because of IRL stuff, don't worry, you can always join my farming sessions. I always put a password. The password is always the same. It's always banana. So if you guys want to farm with me, you can just wait whenever I live stream on twitch.tv/keroppi_sensei. I stream every single day. So whenever I'm streaming, I will be farming here with a password. So everyone is welcome regardless of how well or how poorly you're geared. Now, as I said earlier, the main reason why we're going to be farming that exploration zone is for all of the different materials needed to upgrade our new weapons, as well as our new armors. Now, the armor upgrades shouldn't be available yet. I believe the armor upgrades come in 2 weeks time, so we are going to need to wait for that. But the weapons we can upgrade immediately, so that is going to be the main attraction, because as they said in the NGS headline, the new dual Exelio weapons are better than the Wingard weapons. So if you are still using an Exelio weapon, or you're using anything that is lower than that, it might be in your best interest to upgrade to this weapon, as it is going to be the current best in slot. Now, other than the new exploration zone as well as the new weapons themselves, of course we do have the level cap increase to level 95 and the Techter update. So it might be a good time to try out the Techter if you're on the fence. Techters are always really welcomed in any game mode because of all the buffs they give. You know, the shift and the D-band is very valuable. It helps everyone in the team. And with the rework, the Techter seems to look very promising. I will be testing it out myself. However, I will probably wait for a guide to come out and watch that in order to fully understand all the ins and outs. So for all of my Techter mains out there, let me know if there is a new guide, maybe a written guide or a video guide of the updated Techter. I would love to see what has changed, because as many of you guys know, I don't really main Techter. I'm a Braver main, so I don't know what they changed or like what's different. I just know that the Techter is upgraded and a lot of things look much more streamlined and much more easier to play, basically. Now, for all of my friends looking for the fastest way to level up to 95, because remember, current max level is 90, so we need to do those 5 levels. There are multiple ways to level up quickly. The first one is, of course, to just run the yellow triggers over and over in the Stia region. However, you could also just pick up a bunch of Liam May tasks and just complete all of those. Completing your dailies, completing your weeklies are always a great source of EXP as well. Mainly dailies. Weeklies don't really give that much EXP from what I remember. But, you know, basically just do whatever you need to do. Just kill stuff, complete quests, grind yellow triggers, and PSE bursts. Or you can even use your 100 million EXP ticket if you're like level 30 or 40 or somewhat in that range in order to get a bunch of EXP as well. There are plenty of ways to level up. Personally, I think I'm just gonna grind normally. I might just go to a PSE combat zone. Now, the next new piece of content is, of course, the Salon itself. We have the new anime face, and our accessory slots have increased from 12 to 18. Now, I didn't really mention this in the video yesterday, but I did talk about on the live stream. You know, even though they did increase the accessory slots from 12 to 18, unfortunately, the accessory costs, or the cost limit, has not been increased. So it doesn't really matter that they've increased the accessory slots. because you're gonna hit that limit before you hit the accessory slot limit, unless you're using a bunch of cost 1 accessories, which is kind of rare. But nevertheless, you know, it is nice that we do have the new anime face and that it is free. You know, we don't have to pay any extra money for that. They've also added a bunch of free presets over here. So you can see over here that this is base face 31 over here. And then we've got this one, which is 33. And we've got this one over here that is 32. So you can load some of these presets if you're really bad at making faces like myself. So I will be loading 33 over here and then messing around with the sliders to make my perfect face. Now, it just so happens that we also have the Use the Salon to Your Heart's content campaign that is also kicking in right now. So basically, if you want to change any of your facial features, anything from the salon, it is essentially free. The only thing that you still need is the color change passes. So if you are changing like the color of your clothes, for example, you are going to need a color change pass. However, if you're just changing the color of your character's hair, of their face type, of their body design and stuff like that, it will all be free. You do not need any salon free passes. So that is pretty cool. Next up are the creative space changes over here. I know a lot of people are super excited for this, and we will be featuring some creative spaces in the near future on a live stream. I'm actually going to be a featured guest on Skull's Nightshade live stream. I believe it's going to be on October 4th, where we will be visiting a bunch of creative spaces to showcase them. So if you want an opportunity to showcase your creative space in particular, I recommend that you take full advantage of these water parts. I know there's only a couple days before October 4th, so you know, you gotta get working, but I really want to feature a lot of creative spaces showcasing the build part water space, because we finally got this before it was such a pain in the butt to create water in your creative spaces. So I am glad that this is now available. And last but not least is of course the new SG Scratch. So there are some new SG Scratch items over here, as well as Playing in Leaves emote, which is a scratch count bonus. So you are going to need to spend 2,000 star gems in order to get this emote over here, or 1,500. I don't remember, but you know, you are going to need to spend quite a bit of star gems in order to get this emote, but I think it's personally pretty good. Next up is of course the Mission Pass Season 37. So there are a bunch of cool featured items over here, including this cartwheel, which I quite like. It's quite troll. Now moving on to all of the different campaigns from the Halloween costume party. As I said earlier, we do have the Use the Salon to Your Heart's content. This campaign is already live right now. And now there are a bunch of other campaigns over here, such as the reward box, such as the rare drop rate boost, as well as the UQ that you can do twice. However, none of these kick in immediately. You have to wait till later in the month. So we're just going to skip all of these. Something else that is kicking in right now is going to be the multi-weapon substitute in the SG shop. There is a limit. You can only purchase this once a month, and it does cost 1,500 SG. So it is very expensive for what it does. However, if you do really need a multi-weapon substitute, you know, let's say that you get a super rare drop and then you want to multi-weapon it with another weapon, but you don't want to farm for that said weapon, you can just drop 1,500 star gems in order to get the multi-weapon item. Personally, I do not recommend the average player to purchase this. You really need to know what you're doing if you are planning to spend this much SG on this specific item. I would definitely skip it for the Duo Salio weapons, because remember, the Duo Salio weapons, you can use your Exelio weapons as fodder. You can just multi-weapon your Exelio weapons together first, and then upgrade it into your Duo Salio weapons, and that way you'll keep the multi-weapons. And for those who missed yesterday's live stream recap, in the limited time event Halloween 2024, aka the seasonal event, you will be able to purchase all of the Exelio weapons from the seasonal shop. So even if you don't have an Exelio weapon right now, you might want to just wait until next week when the seasonal event kicks in on October 9th. Buy all the different Exelio weapons that you want over there. You can enhance them all the way to plus 90 because they're fully limit broken, and they've got augments on them already, and the weapon potential is also unlocked. So it's like, it's kind of a no-brainer to just wait till next week to get the Exelio weapons, because you're just going to save yourself a ton of money. And then once you have your ideal weapon, then you could just multi-weapon it with another Exelio weapon, which again, you can buy from the seasonal shop, and then upgrade it to the Duo Salio weapons. So that's what I would recommend for the average player. Just wait till next week. So this week, just farm up all the materials you need in order to make your Duo Salio weapon. Once next week rolls in, immediately buy out the seasonal shop, buy out all the different Exelio weapons you need, smash them together, enhance them all the way to plus 90, and then upgrade to the dual Exelio weapons, and boom, you've saved yourself at least 2 to 3 million Meseta. It's actually a substantial amount of Meseta, especially for my newer players out there or my players which are broke. So definitely take full advantage of this.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.